Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh and whatever special guest he has today. You can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good. And follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Visicaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the program. We have a follow-up report. I know people love follow-ups because they want to know, hey, whatever happened to that guy? Kevin Roy is back. Kevin was one of our most popular guests. I think part of the reason, well, I know one of the reasons with one of our listeners is he really made himself vulnerable, and he talked about how difficult it is being a touring professional. He also told a very nice love story about how he met his wife, which was cute. And I know people like that because everybody has a story about that as well. And he got his PGA Tour card back, all right, after having it and then losing it and going back to the Korn Ferry Tour. Just secured his card about a week ago. We're recording this a day after Labor Day. It's Tuesday, September the 3rd. So I just wanted to kind of date that for you. And as we're speaking right now, there are 3 tournaments left. So there's still a lot to play for, but the pressure, the burden of trying to secure the PGA Tour card, that is off. So now he's almost kind of playing with house money, which is really cool. Hey, before we go any further, could you do me a favor? Could you like the podcast? Could you subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done that yet? That makes a difference in all the algorithms to the nerds that look after things like that on YouTube, Facebook, all the different listening channels, Spotify, what have you. It makes a difference. But if you've already done that, I appreciate that. And continue to spread the word about the podcast. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Party Drinks. If you're looking for something that's different than beer or those crappy seltzers that a lot of people drink, try a Party. Transfusion, the number one seller. A transfusion out of a can, believe it. It's our number one seller. It is absolutely fantastic. Golf drinks for golfers by golfers. Super smooth. Once you have one, you won't want to have anything else. And a big thanks to the real estate pros of Vince Visicaro and Gene Walsh from suncoastdreams.com. If your dream is to live on a golf course in Southwest Florida, especially around Lakewood National, nobody better than the golf real estate pros of Gene Walsh and Vince Visicaro of suncoastdreams.com, a division of Fine Properties in the greater Sarasota area. All right, let's get the man of the hour going here. There he is, Kevin Roy. Whoa, look at that salad growing on your head.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the hair. But more than that, buddy, dude, I'm so freaking proud of you, what you did this past year, battling through injuries, battling to get your PGA Tour card back. The big moment happened a week ago in Boise. And you made a really nice call that was recorded and then later put on Instagram where you're calling your wife and you're getting all emotional. Why don't you walk me through that? Because that's what people remember the most, emotional moments. So give it all up, okay?
Yeah. Well, thanks. Obviously, thanks for having me back on the podcast. But yeah, great week last week out in Boise. I think going into the week, obviously, I really liked where my game was at, and I really liked Boise. I've played well there in the past, so I'm just really, really happy the everything kind of clicked, Thursday to Sunday. But yeah, I when I tapped in on Sunday, obviously, I knew I was going to be tour bound. So finally, after I signed my scorecard, the guy from the tour came up to me and said, "Hey, you going to stick around?" I go, "Yeah, I'll probably, hang out for a little bit." And and he was like, "We're going to announce you." And I was like, "All right, well, that sounds great." And then, obviously all the cameras showed up. My my good buddy Trevor Cohn was there with a cold beer for me, and yeah, obviously, my wife is one of my biggest supporters, if not my biggest supporter. So she was phone call number one for sure.
Yeah, that's super cool. Well, I could see and I could hear what you were saying, but what I couldn't see was what she was saying and how you reacted emotionally. Can you share the back and forth, what she said to you that maybe sent you over the edge in a great way?
Yeah, it was a lot of just congratulations. She was kept telling me how proud she was of me and how happy she was for me. I think the emotional thing was just I was so worn out for being. I think that was my 7th or 8th week on the road, and seeing them so happy, knowing that I'm less than 24 hours to being home and being with them for 2 weeks. I think it kind of just all started coming out. But yeah, it was just simply, congratulations. And, she was super proud and happy for me. And, but yeah, I was super excited just to get home to see them.
Well, it's validation when you know that you've made some, and that's all we want to do, right? And we want to have success, personal success, but we want to make our dads proud. We want to make our spouses proud. We want to make our friends proud. And then when we know we did it, and then they share how much it means to them too, it just sort of seems to let things flow. And those are the real touching moments. And I love how the Corn Ferry Tour just kind of sort of spies on you guys or something. Like they always got, and they know, like they probably knew that you were like a layup for there's going to be a moment. Did you have that feeling too?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew everything was happening with, all the cameras started showing up as I was kind of hanging out there on the back patio. So I knew the recordings were going to start. And then obviously when they asked who I'm calling, I was like, well, I'm calling my wife. And then, the camera started rolling. So, it was a really cool moment. I obviously really wish they could have been there for that, but, Annie was up working and obviously we didn't, know that we were going to get to it around that week. But I'm super excited to have them come out the next, they're going to come to the next 3. They're coming to Nashville and they're coming to, obviously French Lick. We'll end up having the ceremony. So, really looking forward to that.
Kevin Roy is our guest on here on Party Time, My Golf Story. Second time around for him, PGA Tour bound after securing his PGA Tour card with a great second place finish at the Boise Open, a place that he's played at really well. So you kind of previewed where I was going next. You got a couple more events on tour and everything, but you got the PGA Tour card in the back pocket. So what's the plan? Are you just playing the hot hand, just trying to gobble up some more points and some more money and finish out this year strong? Or are you doing any kind of prep for the PGA Tour next season?
No, I wouldn't say I'm doing any kind of prep. I'm it's at this point, it's really, crucial to kind of stay in that top 15. I feel like if, after seeing, what the guys did this year and what tournaments they got in this year that graduated last year, it's, it looked like that 15 number was always kind of getting in the tournaments. So I feel like if I stay inside the top 15, I'll get more starts, which, obviously would be great. But when it comes to the last 3 events, it's obviously going to be a little stress-free golf. Might play a little bit more aggressive. If I'm in between maybe going for a par 5 or laying up, I might end up going for it. But, I still want to play good. I still want to, try to rack up as many points as I can. And, I know Matt McCarty's having an incredible season and he's got a big lead, but, I don't know if a win would get me closer to that, but yeah, just going to try to rack up the points.
Matt McCarty, who Kevin is talking about here, 3 wins, which gets him the automatic Battlefield promotion. Kevin, I forgot about the top 15 and the points there. So as much as I thought you had it, just this is house money, not quite. You could get more house money by doing this. So yeah, there is a lot to play for. Now, your wife and your daughter are going to come on the road with you, or are we bringing some other people to help out with little Mia and everything? Because I'll tell you, that was like when you played at home at Lakewood National Golf Club. I know it didn't finish how you wanted to, but man, the whole family was out. The aunties were out and everything. You were well supported, bud.
Yeah, we had a good crowd out there. That's always a fun event. Obviously the Valspar was a great event too with everyone out there. But I got my wife and my daughter, and then my sister and her husband are coming to Nashville. and then my wife and daughter, and I think my rest of my family is going to come to Indiana. From what I've heard, I heard that my sister kind of gave me a hint that my parents were thinking about coming to that one. So, which I hope they do. It'd be fun to celebrate with them again.
Yeah, that's cool. What is this? It's our first in-studio guest, Gene Walsh from suncoastdreams.com. How we doing, honey?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good. Also the announcer voice of Party Time, My Golf Story. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast.
It's our pleasure.
How's it working out?
It's wonderful. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Thanks. Let's talk about the market. Sometimes I talk about it, but it's probably better to have a real pro do it. How is real estate around Greater Sarasota right now?
The market's well. Sales are actually up, but inventory is increasing. So it feels like homes are taking longer to sell, which they are, but it's a good time to buy. Interest rates are coming down. So buyers, come on out. You'll make the sellers really happy.
We talk about Lakewood National a lot. That's where we live. It's great. Golf's incredible. The people are great. What's available right now?
Well, we have 7 single-family homes to choose from. Last year, we didn't have any on the market for longer than a day or two. So that's very good news. And we also have condos and coach homes. So we have a variety of properties.
That's what's listed. Are there things for sale that are not listed?
There's things for sale not listed. Absolutely. So you'll just have to give me a call to find out.
Gene Walsh, suncoastdreams.com.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, honey.
Again.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, your dad's been a past guest on Party Time, My Golf Story. I know he's been on the bag for you at different times, crucial times. What's the caddy situation like right now, moving forward for what's left in the Korn Ferry Tour this season and maybe next?
Yeah, I started working with his name's John Paul. We call him JP. He's great. I like him a lot. He's we started working the week of Wichita, and we finished 4th that week. So we kind of clicked right off the bat. But yeah, John's awesome. He's helped me a lot. He's coming with me to the tour. We're gonna keep it going, and try to stay hot going into the new year.
Like the name John Paul, it sounds very official or almost even papal. Yeah. Sounds like the Pope. I mean, is that his nickname?
JP is his nickname. John Paul is his real name. But fun fact about him is that his uncle is Joe Laava.
Oh boy, right. So it's in his blood. So
yeah.
Oh, so did he? Did Joe play a role in like making this happen, or like how did that happen?
No, I knew JP just being out there. JP's caddied a little bit out on the big tour as well. He graduated from the Korn Ferry a couple of years back with Justin Lauer. But yeah, it's just in the family. I mean, Joe Laava's son, Joe Jr., he caddies out in the Korn Ferry. But it's pretty neat. I mean, I've seen pictures with JP hanging out with Tiger Woods at Augusta National when he won his Masters the last time he won. And so he's got some pretty cool stories.
Yeah. Well, I got a cool Joe Laava story too. It was probably like 2012, 2013. It was at the Deutsche Bank Championship, part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. And it was the Pro-Am. And I don't think I'm telling you anything you don't know, Kevin. Sometimes there are people that are playing golf because somebody paid a lot of money for them to play in the Pro-Am, and they're maybe not golf savvy and certainly not qualified. Joey comes walking up the fairway on like the 13th or 14th hole at TPC Boston, for caddy. Now, when does a PGA Tour pro ever for caddy? Never.
No.
He was marching up the fairway with purpose, and he said to the crowd, he pointed back, pointed at the men's tees, and said, "See that effing guy? Don't take your effing eyes off him. He's gonna kill somebody." And then I saw the swing, which looked like a Jim Furyk swing or a madman chopping down a tree with an axe, and the ball was coming straight sideways. And, fans in the pro-ams, they just assume that they're safe or something because they're around pros, but it's the schmoes that are going to get you. But I've seen Joey a little fired up before too at the Ryder Cup, but like I haven't seen him as fired up since then with that thing. But he was spot on. What a guy! Loves his New York Giants too. So, ups and downs in your season. What was going on with the pinched nerve? How did you work through it, and when did you say enough's enough? I got to shut it down, and I got to get help.
Yeah, so it started the week before Kansas City. I actually was at the gym with my brother here in Lakewood Ranch, and for some reason my left arm kind of felt a little weaker than a little weaker than my right arm, and I didn't really think anything of it. I wasn't in any pain or anything. I was just like, oh, that's weird. But went to Kansas City, and the weekend of Kansas City, I started feeling a little bit of some tension in there. And, I was seeing the physios every day at the tournament, and they were working on it. And then we get to Knoxville the following week, and it was bad. I mean, it was throbbing like crazy. It really hurt the swing, but for some reason I played through it. And actually had a really good week. We finished 12th. My dad was actually on the bag that week. And then, working every single day with the PTs, getting cupping, doing dry needling, pretty much anything we can to try to just relieve the constant throb I was having. And go to Raleigh, and the first round at Raleigh, it was too brutal. I finished all 18 holes, but I ended up withdrawing from Raleigh, and I shot down to Greenville where we were going next week and saw a doctor, and he ended up giving me 5 trigger point injections right into my trap neck area. And, took a couple of days for the pain to kind of go away a little bit. But thankfully, now I'm back to 100%, feel great. But it was weird. I don't know how it happened. My only guess was I actually carried my daughter mostly on my left side. So I'm never going to blame my daughter for my injury, but I'm guessing that was probably the reason.
Hey, there are true hazards in parenting. It doesn't make you a bad guy to say that. Just switch it up every now and then. Balance it out, okay?
I go back and forth all the time now, but that was my only guess of how I could have possibly done it.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better now. Kevin Roy is our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. If you're looking for a nice, smooth cocktail on the golf course and you're tired of crappy seltzers and beer, try a Party Transfusion, Bloody Mary, whatever it is. When you start with a fine spirit and you build a drink on top of that, it's smooth sailing. That's what Party is. And a big thanks to the Golf Real Estate Pros of Vince Vizzacaro and Gene Walsh. If your dream is to live in a golf community or a resort area in the greater Sarasota area, nobody better than the Golf Real Estate Pros at fineproperties.com. Vince Vizzacaro and Gene Walsh. Kev, tell me this. I always wonder what touring professionals do in their time off, how long they shut it down for. I assume you put the clubs away for a couple of days, and then at some point you got to get back after that. Where are you now? You've been home for about a week. Are the clubs still in the closet, or are we starting to hit balls again?
So I played a round of golf last Wednesday over at Lakewood National, but it was more of a listen to music, have some fun kind of golf. Today was the first day I actually went over to concession and practiced since I've been home from Boise, and it was great. I loved every bit of it. I'm itching playing tomorrow morning with my brother. So this week we're kind of getting back into grind mode here. But it was really, really nice to kind of get away from it for a little bit and just kind of hang with Annie and Mia and just kind of relax.
Yeah. So just a couple of days, really. You just put it down and ease into it.
Yeah. That Wednesday I played 18 holes. I literally got out of my car and went right to the first tee. And then after the round, went right back to my car. I didn't hit any golf balls. So practice wise, like going to the range, it was probably just shy of a week.
Mm-hmm. What kind of music are you listening to? Do you got a playlist when you're playing and practicing?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, I'm a country guy. I've actually been kind of listening to that new Post Malone's new country album. which I think is pretty darn good. So I've been I've been listening to that quite often. Actually, my wife told me to stop listening to it. I've been listening to it so much.
Post Malone doing country?
Yeah,
he's got, it works.
Good songs he came out with. He's got, I like it. It's a pretty cool vibe.
The tattoos on the face are pretty strong, though. I can't quite get past that part.
No,
all right, so
looks aren't great. His voice is pretty good, though.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, to each their own. I just still think it's kind of aggressive. It's just, because you can't hide it. How are you going to cover that up? You know what I mean? Just hope you got something you really like. So let's look forward to next year. What did you learn about life on the PGA Tour? Because you were close to keeping your card. You had a lot of the cuts that you missed. Like, there were many just within one stroke. Where's your confidence level? Are you really starting to feel like I belong on the big tour and now it's time to prove it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I felt like at least I proved to myself. I tied for 8th in Bermuda towards the end of last year, and then I tied for 12th at the Valspar this year. So I certainly kind of proved it to myself that I feel like I can compete out there and play out there. So yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be kind of nice, going to the courses I've already played now. Obviously, my rookie year, there was a lot of learning, not just kind of the whole PGA Tour atmosphere, but I got to learn all the courses as well. So for me, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of go to courses that I've already played. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I do feel like I can compete out there and do belong out there, and looking forward and can't wait to give it another shot.
You just seem happy. You seem content, but hungry at the same time, which I think is the combination that we're looking for. Is the have fun again hat still around? I mean, I was wondering if you're going to wear it, but now that I see like the hair just sprouting there, that's a good look too. What is this? Why don't you retell the story of why you got that hat and where you were mentally and just needed a little pick me up?
Yeah, no, I was in a really dark place, playing terrible golf. This was back on the Korn Ferry Tour. Actually ended up getting my card that year, but I went through a stretch where I think it was 6 or 7 cuts in a row. And yeah, just, as you can imagine, I was like, this is brutal. This is no fun. And it was just scrolling through my phone one night. And for some odd reason, this ad on Instagram popped up of this hat, have more fun. I'm like, well, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. So that was the easiest and quickest $90 I've ever spent, overnighted to the hotel, and wore it the rest of the year and end up getting my tour card. And to answer your question, do I still wear it? I travel with it every week, but I'm under contract to wear a ReliaQuest hat on the course. So I do travel with the Have More Fun hat. I always wear it on airplanes. I wear it, out to dinners, all this and that. But when I'm playing golf, it's ReliaQuest.
Yeah, I get it. You got to do what you got to do, but keep that hat around because, I mean, if nothing else, it's a reminder of where you've been, where you want to be. And it just seems like a party hat,
Great hat. They're nice. I like them.
Yeah. Did you get a little partying in when you got home? I know you're in the man cave. We did a little show and tell last time you were around, and you had some pretty good bourbon and stuff. Did we dip in that? Like, how did we celebrate?
Well, I certainly had a couple beers at the Boise airport. But yeah, no, I mean, we haven't done anything crazy. We opened up a nice bottle of wine the other night. But I think we'll probably wait. I'll probably wait till after Indiana. We got a family trip booked up second week of October. Just me, Annie, Mia, and the dog, and no golf clubs. And we'll probably sit back and feet up and cheers to a really good year.
Yeah, that's really good. Hey, Kev, I wish you nothing but the best. Thanks for being a friend of the program and just a friend in general. And anytime you want to come back, you're always welcome. And at some point, we either got to get into some bourbon together or tip a couple parties. And you know where to get them. I usually leave them right down the street at your dad's house. I don't know if they're making their way to your house, but that's what they're meant for.
Yeah,
right?
I still have a couple in my little fridge out back. So I'll. But yeah, I'd love to. This, once the season's over, we're home for the holidays. So I'd love to either, get out on the golf course or we can have parties out there too.
Yeah, we'll do some beer barbecuing on somebody's back lanai or something. That sounds like a plan. Work for you?
Sign me up.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, Kev, really appreciate it. Big thanks to our title sponsors, Party Drinks. If you're looking for an alternative to beer or seltzers on the golf course, Party is for you. And if your dream is to live in a golf course resort community or someplace around the Sarasota area, contact the real estate pros at suncoastdreams.com. Vince Vizcarro and Gene Walsh got you taken care of. For Kevin Roy, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizcarro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com or call 941-220-4000.
This is Vince Vizcarro and Gene Walsh with the suncoastdreams.com real estate team at Fine Properties. We've helped hundreds of families find their dream homes in golf and resort communities in Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Sarasota, Parrish, Venice, and the surrounding areas.
Let us be your guides to finding your dream home here as well. Learn more at suncoastdreams.com or call us at 941-220-4000.